Hi, Stapel here. Before I start, I want to make some points. Recently, I have made many videos. There were two reasons for that. The first one is, as I mentioned in some other videos, I work with disabled people, and I recognize that many of them were victims of domestic violence, and so I started to make a concept how to deal with domestic violence. Many of these people were the victims of their parents or their siblings, which many scientists consider to be domestic violence. I agree with that, and so I'm working on a concept right now to prevent that, to help, because many people, parents and siblings, don't know how to deal with someone who is disabled. It's quite uncommon. They have no skills to deal with that. So it's I don't think that these people do it because they are bad people. They do it because they don't know how to deal with it. That's my standpoint, and that is where I'm going with the concept. And it is for someone who does this as in his free time. It needs a lot of time. And the second thing is refugee crisis here in Germany. In my hometown, we have not so many refugees, but at the moment, I don't know how many we have, but I help my landlady to teach the refugees the German language, and we have to translate from the Syrian language or Arabic or whatever to English, and I translate from English to German so that she can teach something in German, and I translate it back to English. And I sometimes help out, sometimes good friends of mine, and it doesn't take so much time as the other thing with the domestic violence, but it also takes a lot of time, and often I'm the emotional tampon for my landlady sometimes, because I'm closer to this situation than her husband is. So okay. So therefore I will do this kind of videos where I speak freely off the cuff, without a script, without preparing something, because making a 10-minute video with research and stuff like that can need many hours sometimes, and I don't have that time, so I will do my videos freely like this. And as I mentioned in the other video, these kind of videos when I play this game are all GamerGate related, and I will do that in a kind of let's play style, and every time I upload a video I will have a different topic. So here we go. I try to translate what is said in this box, because we have no voiceover in this game. It's too old. Oh my god. Pilot Driscoll, shuttle is ready for takeoff. We will start in a short amount of time. Yeah. Ah, it starts. I shouldn't forget to take everything with me that I want to have at that flight when it starts. Obviously, I'm pretty good at translating. When Tom steps out of the room, he sees from his right side Christine, his girlfriend, coming directly at him. Happily, he approaches her to talk with her. Hi, big guy. Slept well? Christine, nice to see you, baby. I feel awful. You were right yesterday. I should have slept with you. I had a crazy dream. I had this crazy dream. Haha. Oh, I shouldn't do that. Blah blah blah. Oh, basically says I had a big dream, and she tells him that there was an explosion, someone died, and yeah, that's about it. Now I'm going to investigate it, and because I talked so long, we get interrupted very often. Who will get interrupted very often. So, the thing I wanted to talk about is GamerGate related is harassment. This is the thing that will come very often. That is the question if I want to start that the flight to the next planet. Yeah, I want to talk about harassment, and the thing is, I heard very often that feminists want to claim that they got PTSD and harassment, and they don't address their critics and stuff like that. And the thing is, they get mocked for it, rightfully so. You don't get PTSD from Twitter, but you can get panic attacks. It can affect you so much that you need to go to therapy. As for example, Total Biscuit stated, he's in therapy for the harassment he gets. Then there's a comic artist for the German viewers, Erzählminix. Very funny stuff, leads you to thinking, very good. She got a shitstorm from feminists, one shitstorm, two at least, and she explained that why she acted very tough about it and not the other people's. For the feminists for that behavior. She released a blog post that where she described that she had that panic attacks were on the rise in her because of this. So shitstorms and harassment and stuff like that has an effect on your real life. You don't get PTSD, but it is possible to get panic attacks or anxiety disorders. That is possible. When people are in public spaces, like for example Anita Sarkeesian, Zoe Quinn, Total Biscuit, or Erzählminix, or whatever, they get harassment because they're public figures. Every public figure gets it. Sanganova Card shortly said that the amount of messages directed at him, not harassment in and of itself, just the sheer number was so overwhelming that he had to cut off a lot of people he followed on Twitter because it was too much. If you get this with a lot of criticism and or harassment, then it can be more difficult. So what I want to say about this is that yeah, you what I want to say about this is you need to be careful. I think that Anita Sarkeesian is not aware of her criticism, of the criticism she gets, because she wants to shut off everything to just be able to do this stuff. Yeah. Let's move on with the game here. We are entering a room. That's a room of the of Inspector Beagles, who got blown up in the explosion. And here we find something very interesting. No, not here. Here. Ammunition. Because, why is that interesting? Because on the chip only the security people are allowed to have weapons. So where was I? Yeah, I think that Anita Sarkeesian is probably not aware of the amount of legitimate criticism she gets, because she wants to be able to proceed in her doings. So, as many people say, stop the harassment, not just because of her feelings, but because of yeah, well, she needs to be able to look at her criticism. Let's get some food. Oh god, this MIDI sounds makes me nostalgic. I think that would be the last one I can get from her. Yeah, sorry, no chocolate bars anymore. You're going to be too fat, Driscoll. It is this guy here, Tom Driscoll. Yeah, so he said that in the north there works a friend of him, Joe. Yeah. Yes. Where was I? Ah, yeah. So I think the harassment needs to stop. I wrote a letter to the UN after Anita Sarkeesian and Zoe Quinn spoke to the UN. I sent it to UN Women Germany, and I sent it to UN New York. UN Germany said, well, thanks, but we are not the UN in and of itself. We are just whatever. They are just legitimized. but they said, well, translate your letter to the UN, and they will give an answer. That was false. They didn't get until now. Maybe they give an answer. But in this letter, I stated that whoa. I just kicked over my mic. In this letter, I said that well, Anita Sarkeesian and Zoe Quinn have said things in the past and done things in the past that are well, despicable, phrased it, and that they should be aware that if they behave like shitty human beings, they are treated like shitty human beings. And I said basically what they have done is committing fraud in Anita Sarkeesian's way, and the misrepresentation of facts about gaming, that is taking things out of their context and stuff like this, telling blatant lies about the behavior in games like, for example, Hitman, and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. So I think she had it coming for herself. She is. I'm going to victim blame here, and she is partly responsible for the harassment she gets. She's a public figure. It's well, sadly normal that this is the case. As a public figure, you get harassment, but she is partly responsible for the amount that she gets and for the viciousness she gets. That is my point. Yes. So to conclude, stop harassing anybody. Be calm, make arguments, and hopefully this whole debacle will stop. Yeah, that's about the harassment topic. I think I hopefully made my point. So to summarize what I did here, Tom Driscoll wanted to look at these in this room where the explosion happened and Inspector Beagles died, and he went to his friend Joe in the room, and the friend told us a little bit of things, and yeah, we could go through the service deck down below, get here. We found a weapon. We put it into the locker in the service deck, and now we are leaving here because one door is locked. So they checked if I have a weapon, and now I'm going to get that weapon that I put in the locker. And after that we can start. After that. Yeah. See, that door is locked. open it again. This door is locked. And I'll take the weapon. Now I can go. I know that this was not the best Let's Play, and I stumbled across my words and stuff like that, but, well, I'm not used to speak so freely. Next time we will see the shuttle flight, and I don't know which topic it will be then. Goodbye.